Good morning, volleyball fans and family. Great to have you courtside here at the AVP League Qualifier, second of three here in Huntington Beach. I'm Rob Sparrow, end line, not courtside, for match number 2 on court 1 that features Tim Bomgren and Paul Lotman against Derek Bradford and Jordan Hoppe. First ball up in the air. Bomgren rolls over. I've got a ball on the court, so we're going to have to replay that one. But already some quick action happening right out of the gate. Again, we are here in not so sunny California right now. Apparently it didn't get the memo. It's about 58 degrees and pouring rain right now, and that just all happened within the last 15 minutes. So we're running around trying to stay dry and make sure our broadcast is still going. A lot of water moving around here, though. Lotman in serve receive, and he cuts it cross court for the first point of match number 2 here on court number 1. 1-0. Tim Bomgren, his partner, steps back to the serve for the side. A little standing float serve. Bad pass by Hoppe. Keeps it in play but goes outside the antenna. 2-0 for Bomgren and Lotman. Bomgren stands at 6'4", resides in Minneapolis, Minnesota, hometown, Woodbury, Minnesota. Bomgren, little hybrid, picked up by Hoppe, saved by Bradford. Hoppe into the seam. Ball's called long, 3-0. 3-0 the score early here in set number 1. Again, you are watching the AVP League Qualifier here in Huntington Beach, right off of Newland Street. Hoppe hand sets outside of Bradford, goes cross court for their first point. 1-3. Derek Bradford, 20-year-old, played some time at the University of Hawaii and has committed to Beach. As you see him here courtside. Standing float pass by Lotman. Lotman knuckles it through the uprights of Bradford. 4-1 on the turn. Again, this is a single elimination qualifier. Sets go to 15. Best of 3. Winner must win by 2, and there is no cap. Looking at Paul Lotman, a former AVCA All-American and Player of the Year. Back to serve. Definitely have a dichotomy of careers. You have the 20-year-old Bradford from University of Hawaii. Then you have Lotman on the other side, a storied 38-year-old indoor as you look at Hoppe, the CUI grad, blasting it cross court, 2-4. Jordan Hoppe played some community college ball at Orange Coast College, was our outside hitter, and then transferred on over to CUI, or Concordia University Irvine. Stands at 6'5", from Greendale, Wisconsin. 2-4. Tight set. Bomgren gets a hold of it. Dug by Hoppe. Hoppe unloads. Bomgren on the overhand dig. Bomgren cuts it down the line. Misses long. Great transition ball point for Bradford and Hoppe. 3 serving to 4. Defense on display here on court 1. As the rain is slightly subsiding. And going for that aggressive serve, high risk, high reward serve down the line, misses wide by Hoppe, making it 5-3. Bomgren winds up with that southpaw. Little float serve picked up by Bradford. Bradford cut, covered by Bomgren. Bomgren, good dig by Hoppe. Knuckled, swatted off the block by a play by Lotman, and Hoppe looking for those hands, and Lotman and his momentum took the ball out of play. 4 serving to 5. Bradford staying around 6'5", 6'6". Standing float over towards Bomgren. Option ball picked up by Hoppe, and unable to fish it out of the net was Bradford. 6-4 on the turn. These sets to 15 go pretty quickly here. So you can't let teams go on good size runs. Hard to recover once you go down by 3 or 4. Perfect pass up to the net, and Hoppe goes off the block, covered by Bradford. Bomgren on the free ball. Bomgren, little bunny hop and a chop shot by the block to make it 7-4. Again, you're courtside here in Huntington Beach on Newland Street here in our AVP League Qualifier. Lotman floats over towards Hoppe. Hoppe shoots it down the line, and we have a double contact called on the set. 8-4. Again, there is a lot of rain coming down here currently here in Huntington Beach, so we've got a timeout taken by Bradford and Hoppe. As I was saying earlier, it's coming in right around 58 degrees. Wind was a lot stronger just minutes ago, but it seems to have mellowed out here to a point where we've had to strap down easy ups. But a lot of water moving around here still, just not traveling sideways at this point. Actually been down here pretty regularly these last 3 days. Actually, this is the 4th day I've been down here at Newland Street. Just concluded yesterday the MPSF Beach Volleyball Championships, first one ever, won out by Stanford. Andrew Fuller and his Stanford Cardinal team win the first ever, or the inaugural, MPSF Beach Volleyball Championship, and a first automatic berth into the tournament for the Stanford program. They've usually had to get in via an at-large entry. So you'd have to wait till selection Sunday to find out if the Cardinal are in. Well, now they know right after their tournament, winning that tournament championship in the MPSF. As we come back out and play here on court number 1, we have 8-4 the score after the Hoppe and Bradford timeout. On our near side, you're looking at Paul Lotman and Tim Bomgren. Lotman steps back to serve and goes for that area 1 sideline, misses wide, making it 5 serving to 8. Jordan Hoppe serving it up on the far side now, the 6'5" defender from Costa Mesa, California. Lotman, perfect pass to Bomgren. Swatted up top by Bradford with hang time. Saw all 5 fingers of his right hand just clamp down on top and shove it down. 6-8. Hoppe winds up, goes down the line. Looks like it misses just a tad bit long. 9-6 on the turn. Haven't seen anyone really hit a full pace spin serve for an ace here today. Conditions are just not very favorable if you're going for those aggressive serves. So we've got a little time on the court and the timeout at 9-6 with Bomgren and Lotman leading. If you're just joining us, this is the second of 3 AVP League qualifying events. First one out. Logan Weber and Hagen Smith take the first one to qualify for the league. There are 3 spots left to fill in the 2025 league, or AVP league, per gender. On the call a little bit later today, or actually in our first women's matches, will be Corinne Quiggle, who qualified, with Megan Rice, who's also in attendance, but apparently watching from her car because it's so cold. and Rainey to add. So Corinne will be on the call. Rich Lamborn is also on court 2 if you want to open up multiple screens on your devices. Bomgren, easy pass by Hoppe. Hoppe swings, goes for the jumbo, covered by Bomgren. Bomgren looks, shoots, and misses just wide. Like that, it's 7-9. That brings Bradford back to the service line. If you're looking at points for the qualifier, Corinne Quiggle and Megan Rice on the women's side are atop the board, but right there behind them, Devin Newberry and Jade Whitmarsh will be coming up. Big block up top by Bradford, and Bomgren able to keep it in play, and like that is 8 serving 9 here in set number 1. Bradford back to serve. Going towards Lotman. Lotman swatted up top by Bradford. Bradford immediately turns around. Hoppe option balls into the area 1 corner. And like that, it's 9-9 here in set number 1. Hoppe from Greendale, Wisconsin. He saw him blowing his hands, keeping him warm. Thought he'd still have that Wisconsin thick maple syrup blood keeping him warm out here. Lotman passes high on the net, and Lotman swings. Hoppe, great dig towards Bradford, and Hoppe in transition, like in that area 1 corner. That 2-1 blast makes it 10-9 for Bradford. Hoppe, there's a quick timeout. That's a 4-point run for the team of Derek Bradford and Jordan Hoppe, as they've taken the lead here in set number 1. Again, it is Rally's score to 15. So you got to stop those big runs quick if you want to stay in the set or in the match. If you're watching over on court number 2, you can see who's playing over on volleyballlife.com. Over on court 2, Sean Cook and Brian Miller facing off against Gage Basie and Caleb Queckel. Well, it looks like the rain is slightly calming down as the teams make their way back to the court. Again, on the 4-point run, the team of Derek Bradford, Jordan Hoppe, now up 10-9. We're trailing 9-6. Bradford to Lotman. Bomgren over on 2, and he knuckles it wide and long, 11-6. And now we've got a correction, 11-9 on the side switch. Bomgren was looking to get the hands of Bradford, but hit it too high. Bradford didn't drop his hands on that one. Left his hands up as targets to get tooled, but to his benefit, the ball was hit high and hard by Bomgren. Lotman looks, shoots off the block of Bradford. Cleaning up top is Bomgren. Stopping the 5-point run by Hoppe and Bradford, making it 10, looking at 11. Lotman steps back to serve. Has won AVP first in his career. The former 2012 Olympian goes over towards Hoppe. A little zigzag approach by Hoppe, dug by Bomgren. And Bomgren slaps it down the line to tie it up at 11s. Bradford and Hoppe trying to run some deception play on their approaches. Saw Hoppe kind of fake going to the right side, and a quick Z approach back to the left side in front of Bradford. But Bomgren easily got his right arm underneath it for a perfect dig right in middle front. Hoppe looks, cuts, wins, and gets it just outside the reach of Bomgren, 12-11. Great cut shot by Jordan Hoppe. Sneaking it inside the arms of Paul Lotman on that attack. A great serve by Hoppe, saved by Lotman. Bomgren, dug by Bradford, bump set. And off the block of Bomgren, who has to block because Lotman had rotated back on defense, makes it 13-11. Hoppe standing 6'5". On the windup, good serve, picked up by Lotman. Lotman jousts, one out top by Bradford. All 10 fingers and both hands on top of it. Brings us to our first set point for Bradford and Hoppe. Set point, serving 11. That's a Jordan Hoppe, the service line on our near side. Hoppe got his signals from Bradford, as you see, and Hoppe goes off speed down the line towards Bomgren. Bomgren looks, shoots, and goes towards that area 2 angle. 12 serving to set point number 2. You can see Bomgren take a long look at where Hoppe is playing defense, and at that very last millisecond turned it cross court. High set, lot of rotation, roll shot dug by Bomgren. Bomgren right there's Hoppe anticipating in that corner. Hoppe does the same thing, but Bomgren switched over towards a left back, and Hoppe found the empty real estate as Bradford and Hoppe go on that 5-point run, steal the set 15-12. Don't go away. Set 2 action coming your way here in just a few moments. You're watching the AVP League Qualifier here in Huntington Beach, California. Welcome back to Huntington Beach, California for the AVP League Qualifier. We're in set number 2 as the team of Derek Bradford, Jordan Hoppe took set number 1, 15-12, after going on a 5-point run midway through that first set. Let's look at Paul Lotman delivering the first serve in the second set. Hoppe swings to the pin and a little drop shot winner makes it 1-0. He came in with a fast approach and faking the hard jump and swing and ended up pulling back on that swing to get that cut shot. Hoppe on the serve, off the cable, bounces inward towards Bomgren. Just keeping in play is Lotman. Bradford swatted, but stays on the Lotman side, and backspin off speed shot by Bomgren finds the sand. The wind playing tricks on the ball here. There's little gusts moving the rain and balls around in the air. 1-1. Again, this is a single elimination bracket. win or go home. Lotman on the high bumps at Bradford there on the block. Hoppe just goes off speed, pinballed around on the Bomgren Lotman side. Lotman tries to free ball it over but misses wide. 2-1. I mean, great reaction on the Bomgren Lotman side, but the balls were so quick off of each other that there wasn't enough time for them to react and get a controlled ball in play. Standing float by Bradford. Bomgren fakes the option, and over the block goes Lotman. 2-2. Bomgren was looking down as he approached the net, like he was taking an approach to hit that second ball, and ended up flinging it out to Lotman at the left pin. So Lotman steps back to serve. 2-2. Bradford high set to the pin. Just went up top by Lotman. Bradford goes off the block for point and switch. 3-2. Bradford has some sweet hands for the 6'7" attacker, the former Hawaii volleyball player. As Hoppe goes back to serve. Bradford from Northridge, California, stands at 6'8". Winding up down the line with an aggressive serve, and it is an ace by Jordan Hoppe, 4-2. From my vantage point, looked like could have been wide, but the hard packed sand not splashing like on those pristine sunshiny days. 4-2 here in set number 2. Hoppe Bradford up 1-0 as that service error makes it 3 serving 4. Bomgren lining up to serve as he awaits the signals from his partner right at the net, Paul Lotman. Seems like they're working Hoppe as that floater misses long. The wind may have grabbed it because there's a big gust behind us that picked up right as he delivered that serve. 5-3. Not your textbook Southern California day here in late April. But you know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, apparently. Lotman perfect pass. Bomgren back sets over to the right side. Hoppe in anticipation on the cover, and Hoppe, a little spin shot winner behind the block, makes it 6-3. Hoppe, the 28-year-old from Greendale, Wisconsin, now lives in Corona Del Mar, California. Phenomenal outside hitter at Orange Coast College and Concordia University Irvine, or CUI, according to the branding. Swat up top, won by Bradford. Bomgren drops it inside 10-foot line if there one available. 4-6 on the turn. Lotman and Bomgren in a must-win set to push third set tiebreak. First set going the way of Bradford and Hoppe, 15-12. And the rain and wind are beginning to pick up again. You see Lotman handing the ball to the balls person or court assistant for a wipe. But definitely not the best of weather for beach volleyball. Lotman winds up. Ball's pass out of system, saved by Hoppe. Bradford just top spins it into play. Lotman on 2, sneaks it inside the block of Bradford, and they're knocking on the door at 5-6. Bomgren and Lotman on a 2-point run now as Lotman serves over towards Hoppe. Hoppe on the quick approach, and he thumps it inside the block of Lotman. 7-5. Fast approach at the right side by Hoppe, and he took an angular approach. He is going angle at the get-go. Good serve, picked up by Lotman, keeping in place Bomgren. And Lotman abuses the block of Bradford, 6-7. Lotman and Bomgren really good in out-of-system play. They're able to still get a good swing out of whatever they're putting up to play, even amid the elements that are coming in at the moment. You can see the rain going sideways. Hoppe spins out to the pin, and Lotman could only take his line, but Bomgren was sitting in the angle, so a lot of real estate to put away a ball. 8-6. Although it looks like they may have missed the side switch at 7-8. Bomgren off the cable and down. 9-6. Now they make the switch. They actually had tried to go a little bit earlier, but I wanted to catch the play before setting anything else. They go into I guess they're technical at 9-6. If you're watching over on court number 2, we do have a result. See if I can get that for you here on volleyballlife.com. Feel free to follow along with all the results and the live scoring over on the site at volleyballlife.com. Just search for AVP Qualifier, and the first one should come up. Should be the Huntington Beach location. But again, the weather is playing tricks here yet again. Rain is coming down harder now. And the wind is getting even stronger. You can see players on the court just trying to stay warm, unless you're from Massachusetts, like our producer courtside, who's still just wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Trying to get some results for you on the other side of the bracket or on court 2. Still not posting as of yet. We had a DQ due to injury on court number 2, so we only had one feed going this morning. And on the option ball, Bradford dug by Bomgren. Bradford loses the cap, but still playing. And Hoppe taking on the block of Lotman. They go up 10-6. Sure, courtside has the right score here. They have 9-7 as a score. We'll go and reflect the side score as Lotman bangs it by the block. 8-9 now the score showing on the court. Bomgren looking for a dry ball. The wind and the rain creating interesting circumstances here at courtside. And I thought it was an ace, but I guess it floated long. No courtesy of a ball imprint check. 10-8. You're looking at the 6'8 Bradford back to serve from Northridge, California. Played some time at the University of Hawaii. Bomgren casts off the net. Lotman bumps that to the right side. Bradford on the two-hand dig. Doing a 360 is Bradford. Lotman picks it up. Lotman unloads at the left pin outside the block of Bradford. 9-10. big swing by Lotman. You could see Bradford taking as much angle as he could, and Hoppe made the late rotation down the line. He did get his hands underneath it, but with a pace that Lotman was hitting at, there was no way a broken platform was going to be able to get that up. Bradford swatting up top and hits it out of play, and like that, it's tied at 10 apiece. (10-10) at the switch. And the stress meter picking up here courtside. You can see Derek Bradford looking towards his coach courtside. I'd identify him, but I can't see him underneath the hood and sunglasses, fully covered up from trying to stay warm and dry. Lotman, aggressive serve into the corner. Bradford cracks it cross court. They go up 11-10, and now we got a seesaw battle happening here on court one. It's raining a little heavier now, to a point where you actually see the raindrops now, probably on our stream as well. Hoppe takes a little off it. Lotman now steps into the approach, swings high and hard, blocked by Bradford, covered by Bomgren. Bomgren down the line, spinning on the coverage as Bradford knuckled into the net and ties it up at 11s on the attack error. (11-11) on the fast and furious rally that we just saw here on the court. Bomgren back to serve on the far side. 11-11. Hoppe fires it out to Bradford. Bradford blocked by Lotman, jumping into the angle, anticipating the cross-court attack. Advantage, Bomgren and Lotman now at 12, serving 11. Lotman, years of experience on the block. You can see him lining up on Bradford's line as if he's going to swing, and then he steps over last minute and jumps into that angle and presses over as Bradford took his eyes off the block to swing at the ball. And Lotman, in his veteran experience, years and high quality of play for his entire career, was able to put it back on the side of Bradford and Hoppe. Again, Lotman, a former AVCA first-team All-American and Player of the Year at Long Beach State. I'm sure some of you track the indoor game. Long Beach State currently ranked, actually they've been ranked number one the entire season in men's indoor, which is the alma mater of Paul Lotman. And I actually see him walking around here. David Lee, former Olympian, All-American Olympian, first-team All-American as well from Long Beach State. Long Beach State plays in tonight's Big West men's volleyball final against the third seeded or fourth ranked Hawaii Rainbows. 12-11. Bomgren into the seam. Hoppe steps in on the pass. Hoppe off net. Lotman pulls and he digs. Lotman swings down the line, dug by Hoppe. Bradford trying to keep his eyes on it with all the rain, and Hoppe sneaks it by the block, and you can see the rain is playing tricks on Bradford, his eyes squinting, trying to keep a focus on where the ball was going to be, because it's dumping. It's officially dumping here on the beach. Let's just say electronics and rain don't mix very well here, as our technical crew and our producer are trying to keep everything dry here. Bradford with the easy serve, working on Lotman in serve receive. Lotman denied by Bradford. Makes it 13-12. You can tell that was the plan at the get-go. Bradford high serve towards Lotman, deep on area 5, so he can get up to the net for blocking responsibilities. Lotman's pass limited the range that he could have at that left pin, and that's why Bradford was able to jump straight up, take the line, and press over to get that block at 13-12. Bradford now serving, goes over towards Lotman again. And option ball winner by Bomgren ties it up at 13s. Teams are going toe-to-toe here in set number 2. It's a must-win set for Lotman and Bomgren. (13-13). Floated over towards Bradford. Bradford squinting, and he tickles the twine. That brings us to our first match point for Bradford and Hoppe. Match point serving at 13 here on court number 1. AVP League Qualifier event number 2. Bomgren on the pass. Bomgren cuts it inside the block, and it's 14s. We're going extras here in our second set, as teams must win by 2. Bomgren steps back to serve. 14-14. Great float serve over towards Bradford. Hoppe sets inside, rolled over the block. Bomgren there on defense. Bomgren looks and goes cross court cutting, and we've got a reversal of fortune. Set point. Bomgren and Lotman serving to 14. Bomgren, short float. Bradford, bad pass saved by Hoppe. Bradford swings up and over the block. 15-15, and Lotman taking issue with something on this side of the court. Not quite sure what he may be taking issue with, being that it was a bump set. Bradford serving, 15-15. Bradford, 20-year-old from Northridge, the youngest athlete on the court. Bumps at the left pin, blocked up top by Bradford. Bomgren blocked again by Bradford. Bradford on pin, blocked again. Third time's a charm. And we've got a second match point now for Bradford and Hoppe serving to 15. Stellar blocking by Derek Bradford on that outside pin. Match point number 2 serving to 15. Bradford on that standing float. Inside set to Lotman, and going out with an exclamation point, Derek Bradford on that stuff of Lotman as they take the second set and the match. 15-12, 17-15. They move on in our AVP League Qualifier bracket, and unfortunately Tim Bomgren and Paul Lotman are now eliminated. Great action and phenomenal blocking by Derek Bradford, stepping up at the end there. Had to have at least 6 touches on blocks to end our match. Don't go away. More volleyball coming at you here on the AVP YouTube channel. I'm Rob Aspero. Coming up next, Corinne Quiggle here as we start with our women's bracket here on court number 1.